Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to European Truck Simulator, and welcome back to Moldova. Yeah, I did a couple of trips off camera, so bring you up to speed. You know, we bought a truck, right? We did some contract jobs, we bought a truck, then we took out a loan, expanded the garage, we bought another truck, and we were driving that other truck. Now I've got that other truck on a drive and we're taking contract jobs again. So it's a little bit boring, but it's a faster way to make money. So we are in Moldova, and I would like to get down to Bucharest or Costanza, and I don't know if we're going to be able to get to either one of those. But since we're on contract jobs, the other thing we can do is just start from here. And I mean, Eastern European city names, I'm real careful with them, real careful. Right. Okay. So right out of the gate, and this pays pretty well too. It pays 10 grand. 431 kilometers. Yeah, let's just do it. It isn't a Volvo. We could do this one in a Scania. You know what? We've done plenty of stuff in Scania. Let's take this Volvo. That's going to be a long trip. We'll make 10 grand and we'll level up. Cool. Let's take it. So it is Sunday morning. It's still Sunday morning where I am. Just watched the Formula One. Great race from Austria. Super happy about that. It's daytime too. It's 9:30. Fantastic. I don't like when these end up being at night. So first we'll go outside and let's take a look at what we got. All right. Interesting. It's one of the B sliders. It's like the front half of a tandem brake. Okay, that's cool. We'll take it. And I'm going to, before I forget, let's do a little screenshot. Perfect. Right, so then we bring this back. We don't need to sleep. We don't need fuel. Let's get some lights on. Right on. Let's get out of here. So yeah, great race from Austria. I try not to get too hung up on like my team or this team or that driver. You know, this is a great race, and I've got a kind of a soft spot for Mercedes. I do like Mercedes, and I think Lewis Hamilton is awesome. But the way things are shaping up with Hamilton, with Vettel, can I even get out here? Nope. Right. Okay. The way everything's coming together with Hamilton, with Vettel, is awesome. It's great to see Red Bull win in Austria, and it's great to see Raikkonen on the podium. So I'm not one of those people who wants to fist fight about my driver or my team or whatever. But I thought it was a great race. It was the beginning and the end were super cool. So that's awesome. Got a little footy on right now. And I am an American, so I definitely have no dog in that hunt. But it's fun to watch some World Cup. And then later this afternoon, we've got some NASCAR. If you are European, NASCAR is the one where they go round and around and around in a circle. But a little bit more to it than that. And that's super cool in its own way, too. And then tonight, my beloved Yankees are playing the Red Sox in the Bronx. And it's a 3-game series, and they've split the last 2 games. So whoever wins tonight sort of wins the series. And they're just about tied for first place, not just in their division, not just in their league, but in all of baseball. Like the Yankees and the Red Sox are both forecast to win over 100 games this year for the first time ever in the history of baseball. And baseball history goes back like 150 years. So if you're into baseball, if you're into the Yankees, it's a good year. Right. I'm trying to think what else is going on. The RJL Scania dropped. The official RJL Scania. There was a kind of a hokey patch that made the RJL Scania work in 1.31. But the official version has dropped. It's in the workshop, and I saw the Streamline and I saw the T. And I know previously when I was on a serial number copy of ETS, before I was on Steam, when I would download from the link from the SCS Soft site, there would be, for the RJL Scania, there would be the RJL Scania Streamline and the T. And then there would be the 4 Series and the 4T. Well, I didn't see the 4 Series or the 4 Series T in the workshop. Moment. There we go. In the workshop. So I just I figured, you know, he'll get to it later or something, whatever. Whatevs. And then when I went in the browser to see if there was any new stuff on the truck, like when I went in the truck browser in ETS, there's the 4 Series and the 4 Series T. So I guess it's included in the bigger, like, Streamline and T files now. I don't know. All I know is the 4 Series is in there. So if you're into the RJL Scania, the workshop supported version for 1.31 is available now. So that's super cool. On the ATS side, it looks like the Oregon DLC will drop in September or October. There's no official date yet, but like unofficially, that's what I've read. So that's super cool. I don't know when the Baltic DLC for ETS is going to drop, but then I just saw a note that, I get it? Yeah. But then no, didn't get it. No. Got it. I also saw a note that 1.32 is going to be coming out, and I assume, I mean, the way this typically works is when the Oregon DLC comes out for ATS in September, October, then it will also bump up to 1.32, and I have a feeling, I don't know this like absolutely for sure, but I have a feeling they're going to add the special transport pack, bumpy roads in Moldova. I have a feeling they're going to add the special transport pack to ATS, and then they have that mission for where the coast highway is closed. There's a mission where you have to haul dirt like to or from the ends, where it's like separated in the middle. You have to go in from either end and haul cargo in there. It's like not a contest, but it's like an achievement. So I suspect they're going to be reopening that in 1.32, and I really do think they're going to have the special transport added. So I would guess, because the patches typically happen about the same time, I would guess that 1.32 for Euro Truck with the Baltic DLC, not included, but I mean like available, I would guess that's going to happen in the fall sometime. And I also saw a bunch of notes that they're tuning up a bunch of stuff in Germany, which is cool, because this play area is so big, and this game has been out for a while. What happens is, see what had happened was, what happens is there are parts of the game that were made before other parts of the game, and I believe they're going back and optimizing, I don't want to say older parts of the game, but yeah, that fits. That's a good word for it. So, you know, let's say Area A was done in Europe, Eastern Europe. Let's say Area A was done in 2016, and Area B was done in 2017, and Area C was done in 2018, and Areas B and C got to benefit from like newer technology or a different way of optimizing. Well, Area A missed out on that, so they're going back and I guess kind of retroing or whatever. That's what it looks like. So that's all supposed to happen in the next couple months. I'm trying to think what else is new in sim gaming news. I got a huge driver update to download. That I just got to notice that NVIDIA's got some new drivers for me. Let me slow down and try not to get another ticket. So I'll get that going today and see what it breaks, see what it wrecks. Oh, what else? yeah, that's about it. I'm really looking forward to a set of Corsa Competizione, and it says that it's coming summer of 2018. Man, it is summer of 2018. In fact, we're past June 21st, so the longest day of the year is behind us. We're headed toward fall, and that's kind of exciting too, because that we're running the Grimes right now in ETS. We're running the Grimes summer weather patch or mod or whatever you want to call it. But as we get into fall, we'll be able to run early autumn, and then we'll be able to run winter again. And there's a heat wave where I am. It's like 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and then the heat index is like 107, 108. So it's super hot where I am, and I'm really not missing, but like I'm looking forward to it being autumn again. I'm looking forward to it cooling down, and I'm already thinking about like winter and being inside and having sweaters on and stuff, and shorter days, earlier evening, and how we can sort of bring that into our gaming, which is, I don't know, man. I say this all the time. It's really an awesome time to be a gamer. To be able to, like, when it becomes winter time where you are, to be able to make it winter in your video games. That is cool. So, I do love gaming. Fortunately, I don't think I'm ever going to make a dime with this channel, which was not really the point. But if you're putting videos up on YouTube, there's a part of you that's like, oh man, wouldn't it be awesome if like a bazillion people watch my video and I got a check? Wouldn't that be cool? I know, because I've thought about this, I know if I could make enough money to support my habit, my gaming habit, and hardware and software, subscriptions, bandwidth, if I totaled everything up, because I get a new laptop about once a year, and they're a couple $1,000, and Google Fiber is $50 a month, and you buy a new SIM once a month, that's $50. So total it all up, maybe it's $5,000 or $6,000 a year you spend on gaming. If I could make enough from YouTube to cover my gaming habit, that would be awesome. And it's not, I'm not saying like then I'd be able to afford it, but it would just be like ironic. You know what I mean? It would be like poetic justice or something. That I game and it costs me money, but you know what? I make money gaming, and it pays for itself. It's like a solar panel. And maybe it's not like a solar panel at all. Well, whatever, you know what I mean. So that would be awesome. But I don't think I'm ever going to make a living gaming. In fact, I know I'm never going to make a living gaming, and that's okay with me, because I would never want gaming, which is such a cool part of my life. I would never want it to become work. I would never want it to be like, oh, god damn it, I gotta go to work now. And then you put on the headset, oh, I guess I'll play a video game now. I don't want it to be like that. I always want it to be, I can't say fun, because there are a lot of, and if you're into simulation gaming, or maybe higher level gaming, I don't know what word to use to describe it, but if you're into gaming, like, not casual gaming, not like smoke a bowl and play Mario Kart, but like gaming, it's not really always fun. Sometimes it's really frustrating and annoying and like makes you mad. I'm trying to turn hot laps on the Nürburgring, and I'm trying to take like seconds off my time. I feel like I've got my time pretty, I'm not saying as good as it can get, but to the point where, if I could take off 1 second the next time I do a session, that would be an accomplishment. Like, I feel like you know what I mean? You're working down to that point where it's like, I can't go any faster. You know, I'm trying to run, I'm at 8:48 right now, and I'm trying to run an 8:45. And maybe an 8:45 is possible, maybe it's not. But there is a limit. Like, you know, it's not possible to run a 4-minute lap. I mean, the car can't go 350 miles an hour. So you know certain things at a certain point, like, it's not possible to go any faster. Well, I'm not there yet, but I'm getting close. And it's an 8.5+ minute lap. And you know this if you're into racing sims. Halfway through a lap, you go a little bit wide, and like, you know, that's it. That's it. I will not have a good time on this lap. And then the question is like, well, do I keep going? You know, and call it practice, or say that I'm collecting data, or, you know, whatever, or do I restart? And if you do decide to restart, you know, at a certain point, if there's like a bogey turn for you or something, then you know you're just restarting over and over and over, because you know, like, whatever, turn 7, I have to absolutely crush turn 7. I'm going to look down at my live timing as I'm coming through turn 7, and if I'm not under, you know, 1:21, it's a wasted lap, and I may as well just stop. And so you're not running a full 8.5 minute lap, 8-minute 45-second lap, and then deciding what to do next. You're running like a minute of a lap, and then restarting, and then restarting, and then restarting. And that's not really fun, you know? It's not work, but it's not fun. So when I say, you know, I always want gaming to be fun, you know what I mean when I say a lot of times it's not fun, but I still want it to be what it is. I never want it to be like work. I never want it to be something I do because I have to. I always want it to be something I do because I love it. And simulation gaming, man, wow. Just, wow. How cool. How totally cool. So, yeah. All right, man. That's my little rant. Ellis making us some money. We need to get to, I want to get to 150 grand. I'm going to let the loan pay for itself. I've decided. I was going to try to get to 100 and then pay off our 100,000 euro loan and then take it out again. He took it out. And like, on the one hand, that makes sense because the 400,000 euro loan will continue, like, that will continue paying itself off. We're not going to take that one out again. But the 100,000 euro loan, we could pay off and save the interest. So, right, that was my thought. Pay off the little one. The big one will pay itself off. But I've sort of reevaluated, and I'm like, oh, they'll both pay themselves off. We don't need our turn signal on that early. They'll both pay themselves off. So, rather than paying off a loan and then taking out a loan again, when we have 150 grand, we're going to buy a third truck. And we'll have to drive that one. Reason being, we can only own 3 trucks. So, and I count as one driver in the garage. So if we have 3 trucks, I will just get assigned to a truck. And even if I take contract jobs, then that truck will just be sitting. So the only way we can have 3 drivers and then me taking contract jobs is if we expand our garage, which is, I believe, 180,000. So at that point, we'd need to get to 180 just to expand the garage. Then we'd need to get back to 150, right, to buy a third truck, and then I could keep taking contract jobs. Keep in mind, as all that's going on, our drivers are leveling up, so they're making more money per job. But I don't want to play so realistically and be like so sort of neurotic about money that we take all the fun out of it. Traffic circle. Oh, that guy was not supposed to do that. For the most part, the AI is pretty good in traffic circles. I feel like it's getting better, but it ain't perfect yet. Right. So that's two ways we could do it. One way would be really sort of drawn out, and financially it would make the most sense. But really? Okay. See, I didn't go over because I didn't think that was a full lane. I thought it was kind of coming in on us. But that gangster, he don't even care, man. He's driving with two wheels in the gravel. Building up to expanding the garage and then buying a third truck, but staying on contract jobs is makes the most economic sense. But it's not very interesting, and I would like to buy another truck and drive it, and then we have to decide what truck we want to get. We've driven a lot of miles on our previous profile. We've driven a lot of miles on Scania, and we've got a Scania now. We've got that 2016 next gen. You know what? I keep waiting for this lane to end, and it's not ending, so let me get out of the hammer lane. I think we've done enough in Scania, and we have our little Mercedes Antos. So I don't know if we want another Mercedes, but I kind of do, because there's that really cool one that I downloaded that we can't buy until we're at a higher level. But it's really cool. It's an old MP3. So that's a possibility. I've also thought about the Iveco, which I kind of like for some reason. And I don't think I've ever owned one in any profile. So that works if we decide to go that way. And I've also thought about the Renault Magnum. And I have to say, that's a bit of a sentimental favorite. Now, I do have the Knox I do have the Knox mod. And that adds a bunch of tuning options and changes some things. And I'm running a drivetrain revision, which gives us more transmissions and some different engine sounds and different options. So we can do some things with because I know nobody likes the Renault Magnum, but we can do some things with it that make it maybe less terrible. And I feel like I said, it's a sentimental favorite because that truck doesn't get a lot of love. You know, everybody hates on the Renault Magnum, and it is. I guess it's like charming in a way, like an old Volvo, not a Volvo truck, an old Volvo car, or an old Saab. Like they're so ugly that they're kind of cool in a way. So I feel like the Renault Magnum, it really is an ugly truck. But then from another angle, it's like, no, it's not ugly. It's really different. It's I don't know, man. I know it looks like a fishbowl on top of a coffee table, but whatever. So that's a possibility, just because so many people stay away from the Magnum. You know, maybe we do it not just to be different, but Magnum doesn't get a lot of play. So that's a possibility. Or we could just go with the straight ahead 4 Series, Scania 4 Series, like we've done many times before. And the thing is, if we do that, we have the rigid kit, the rigid mod, box kit, whatever you want to call it. And that means we could immediately start hauling dolly trailers. And I found those to be a lot of fun. I stayed away from them for a long, long time. I just thought they were silly. And I thought the truck without the dolly on it, I thought it just looked like a delivery truck, like a bread truck or something. But that kit adds the rigid box kit from KAST, really adds a lot of cool stuff to it and makes it not so. Do we have to yield here? Do we have to stop? Certainly hope not. It adds a lot of stuff to it and I think it makes the trucks, gives them a lot of options, a lot of personality, and some really cool technical details. So that's a possibility. Or we could just put the box on the next gen, because I have that kit as well, that mod kit as well, so we could run all the KAST stuff and have a rigid next gen. So, man, I don't know. Plenty of possibilities. Right now we have 29,000 euro, and we need 150,000, and we're going to get paid 10,000 for this job. So, fortunately, we got a couple episodes to think about it, decide what we want to do. There's no pressure. There's no hurry. And we're also this is going to take us into Bucharest. Is that right? We've been to Moldova, which is the easternmost point on the map, and this is going to take us to Bucharest, which is like one city over from the southeasternmost point on the map. So we're going to take that trip east, and at that point we've checked all our boxes for this side of the map. We're going to teleport back to Reims and probably let's take a special transport cargo as soon as we get back to Reims. That's one of the reasons that I picked Reims, is that it is a departure point for special transport. So let's take a special transport cargo. We'll tick that box, and then start working our way toward Calais and take either the boat or the train across and work our way up the UK. I'd like to spend some time in Ireland and Northern Ireland, and concentrating. I'd like to spend some time in Ireland and Northern Ireland and up into Scotland, and maybe go back to Iceland. Although, like I was saying earlier about weather, Iceland is kind of a wintertime thing. And I know, like, on the one hand, you think, well, you know, it's 100 degrees where you are. Wouldn't you like to see some snow? And that's a fair point, but that's not me. I prefer to be like where whatever's happening in real life, I try to bring that into the game, if that makes sense. Like when F1 2018 comes out, it's a little wonky because the game's coming out in August, and the F1 season is 3/4 of the way over. So I mean, you can get caught up. You can do, like, I know there's one sim racer that does like a Grand Prix every couple days when the new game comes out. He goes through the whole season in like 2 months. But I would prefer to do the race that they're doing that weekend, you know. But that means that you can't do the 2018 season until spring of 2019, and then 2/3 of the way through the season, F1 2019 comes out, and right. Plus, by the time you're doing, like, if I was doing the 2018 season, the drivers are different. So right now in F1 2017, there's some drivers on some teams, but in real life in 2018, they're on different teams. So you see what I'm saying? It's impossible sometimes to replicate the real world in a video game. And I would never want to do it like 100%. That's the thing about video games, is they're not exactly reality, and that's kind of why we like them. You know, there's a little bit of flexibility. Yeah, that's a good word for it. A little bit of flexibility. So I don't know that I would ever want to make it 100% lifelike, but I do like the idea of, like I said, whatever's going on in the real world, I try to bring that into a video game. And I would love to do every F1 race that same weekend. And I know there's some sim racers that do hot laps, and I think that's like the next best thing. I saw, like, this weekend was Austria in real life, and I saw a bunch of sim racers that were running historical laps around, well, it's the Red Bull ring now, it used to be the A1 ring, but they were running laps around the Red Bull ring in contemporary cars, and they were running laps around the historic A1 ring, slightly different, in older F1 cars. So just, yeah, stuff like that. Having some fun with it, you know. And we are... Sir? Oh, sir. We are going straight here. Okay. Right. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And what I said, of course, a Competizione is supposed to come out this summer, and it is this summer. So I don't know. Haven't seen a date on that yet. Farm Simulator 2019 will be out middle of October. Is that what I saw? Like October 25th. Cattle and Crops will be out in the fall of 3057. There have been a couple delays on that sim, but about another 100 to 150 years, and they should have that done. And I'm trying to think what else. I haven't heard anything about Project Cars 3, or if they're going to do a big patch and change anything there. R Factor 2, I feel like they're constantly working on that. Yeah, that's about it. All my sims. I'm trying to think of all the sims that I'm on. That's it. You know, it's weird because the time and the miles tick down so fast when you're outside of a city in the compression zones, and then when you get into a city, it drops down to 1-to-1. So it's, you know, you're just watching the kilometers come off in these big chunks, you know, 50 and 60 and 100 at a time. Then you get into a city and it's like 2, which is fine. I think the way they've done the time compression in this sim is just about perfect. I think it's seamless. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to remember to turn anything up or down. And it's even the way they sort of fudge the distances. So, like when you're out on the highway, when you're out in the middle of nowhere on the highway, and it is compressing, what is it, 15-to-1 or 25-to-1? I think it's 15-to-1. But when it's compressing 15-to-1 and it says that an exit is 1 kilometer ahead, it doesn't come upon you in 2 seconds. It comes up in 30 seconds, as it would in real life. So I think they've struck a perfect balance as far as making the distance between cities and the drive times. They may not be accurate in any way, but they're very, very appropriate. Like, they always feel right. Now, I also have to remind myself, because we're not even driving them, but we own the Mercedes and we own that Scania, and I'm looking like I got 30 grand and I'm about to level up, and there's a part of me that's like, let's buy some stuff. And I think, yeah, let's buy some stuff. Then we'll never have enough money for our garage and our truck, which is a bad habit of mine. What is happening down here? Okay. Is this a border crossing? Eh? Huh. Okay. I don't know what country we're crossing into. We were... Huh. Alright. Yeah. Well... What did I get dinged for right there? I have a feeling it was a lot. Oh, is this that little pocket? That little pocket of Russia? It must be, because looks like we're driving into Russia. I mean, I see the flag. Sir? You trim those hedges. Yeah, this is that little, what is it? Is it a pocket? Is it an enclave? You know what I'm talking about. It's the little thing down here. Let me see if I can hit another car. What we got? A little Chernobyl over there? Hang on, I'm going to go third person through this. Go third person through here because I want to see. Oh yeah. Not the best smoke effect I've ever seen, but I see what they're aiming for. Oh, game. And then up here, we got to do a little, looks like some shenanigans. No, we're okay. We're just going around and under. Okay. We can do that. Oh, also, I forgot this earlier. Jazzy Cat's just updated several of his packages. I believe he updated the AI traffic pack, the truck traffic, painted truck traffic pack, and the BDF, painted BDF traffic. Come on. There you go. So if you're into Jazzy Cat's packs, there are several new ones, or not new, but updated. Several updates just got released. Those are amazing, man. They add so much life to a map for me. Just to see, like I saw a big heavy wrecker go by. I don't know if you caught that a few minutes ago. Massive tow truck, like a 10-ton tow truck. Just little details like that, and it's just a one-off. Like, you don't see those all the time, and I don't know when the next time I'll see one will be. And that's what makes it very lifelike, because that's how real life is. You know, you see things, and it's like, oh, you know, did you see that? And it's kind of a big deal, and then you don't see it again for weeks or months. It's like seeing an old classic car, old classic hot rod. All right, so it's pushing us to the right, but we're supposed to make a left. And I think we're just about there. It's been a very interesting delivery, I have to say. And I don't know, I haven't looked yet. I don't know if we damaged the trailer at all. I know I hit 2 cars. But we can look right now. Nope. So that's okay. That's a bit of a bonus. And I think we'll level up. So we'll at least assign our experience point, our skill point, whatever you want to call it. But I'm not going to put any money into trucks, because that's how we never have any money. And when I say we, I mean me, of course. Right. Not really a fan of the Volvo. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just not a fan. I guess kind of the same way I've always felt about Iveco. There's nothing wrong with them, and it is a good looking truck. I just never, you know, never really caught my eye. So we'll get this thing dropped off. We'll see how we did. Third person, I mean, you know my thing. When I'm feeling it, I'm happy to stay in cab. But when I'm not feeling it, there's no point in me sort of even trying, because I know we're not going to have a good result. And I get embarrassed and frustrated because I'm just flailing around at it. And I know it's no fun for you to watch. So I'll take a crack at it sometimes, but really not feeling it today. And I would love to see them have a volume adjust for the backup beeper. I like having the backup beeper. It's a nice, immersive, realistic touch, but golly, it's loud. Right. Let's see how we did. Beautiful. We did make 10 grand. We did, wow, we leveled up and then some. Okay, so let's assign our point. Let's do another ADR, because we're not interested in distance yet. Yeah, let's do another ADR. There you go. Beautiful. And we've got 40,000 euro. Folks, thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of European Truck Simulator. And we'll see you next time. Take care now.